Alright guys, new day. Check this out. Just in the mail, just now. Just in time, actually. There's the new Scorpion cutout from Davron Technologies. They're in Chattanooga, so they're pretty local to me. And they cut this for me for free because they wanted me to tell you about them. If you need any cutting done, they do laser cutting, they do bending. They even package stuff for me for some of the other work that we do, like tabs. So, Davron Technologies, Chattanooga. But that thing, check out what we're doing here. The inside is going to be red, so Josh painted that, and now he's going to tack this up here. And we actually have a light that goes inside there, and when you hit the brakes, the Scorpion lights up red. Ernest, if you're watching, we're going to make it work for you. Ernest is always giving me crap because the light went out some years ago, and he says, I can't see when you're stopping anymore. You got to get that thing going again. So we need to test that and see if it's working. I think it just got pinched or something. But there's a little LED light right there that just gets stuck to the side. And then that runs all the way to my brake switch and then cuts that on and off with the brakes. Alright, so that is the cross member that goes over the engine. I wasn't happy with the way I did that. It was kind of rushed last time. So I'm going to take these two pieces of pipe that I've cut, and we're going to make this back into one solid bar, and then I've got these little tiny rivets, and we're going to rivet that skull onto there. Once this is black and this is silver, this is stainless steel, it should pop a little better and not look so horrible. We're about to do some sketchy business. Are you ready? Alright. I'm going to sit you guys right here to watch this charade. Wiggle it around to the back side. Keep moving it. Just keep moving it. See if I can crank on it yet.
It's orange. It should move.
Okay, I think that's got it. I hope that's right, because I don't want to do that again.
No.
Okay, here's the test. Here's why we were doing this. It's a knuckle buster right there. I think that'll be alright. Much better than it was. Check this out, guys. This is the shifter for my automatic transmission, and it came off of this. Does anybody recognize that? That is the shaft of a 231 transfer case. So if you'll notice right there is the other shifter knob for my transfer case. And then right here we've got a custom-made Scorpion that goes on the hood. But this thing is, it's a little rusty, and I want to polish it up. So I thought this is a rock tumbler that I've had for a while. You can see some rocks over here. I'm going to try putting this in here overnight, and we'll see what happens. basically this sits inside of a slurry, and then it just sits on there and just tumbles. You're supposed to do it for 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't have that kind of time. But we'll see what happens. Bye, Scorpion. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Taking bets. You think it's going to work?
It's gonna work.
It's going to work?
It's gonna work.
We'll see. Alright, check that out, guys. That's dry. And now I just need to take this little guy and rivet it on there. I've got these little tiny rivets, and if you've never seen a rivet gun like this, you guys need to get one because they're so awesome, especially when you're doing hundreds of rivets. Dogs are fighting up there. There we go. Now I can be proud of that. The one I had previously, not so much. This one, it looks pretty good. Let's check it out. So I don't know, look at that. It seems very polished right there, but didn't really do much here on the sides. This one you can see is polished around the edge. And the Scorpion though, the Scorpion is still covered in rust. So I would say that's pretty much a failure. I don't think it was in there long enough. I bet you if I kept it in there 2 weeks it'd work, but I don't have that kind of time. So I don't know if this will work either, but I've got some chemical rust remover. Let's try that. I'll just let that sit for a while and see if that does any better than the rock tumbler did. That stuff actually works. I wasn't expecting it to. Not a sponsored video, but this is what I use. It's just a rust remover soak. So it took off all the rust off of there and all the rust off of here, although this needs to be polished still because it's not shiny like I want it to be. But otherwise, rust free. Alright, so there's my shift knob, but since this came from a transfer case, it's hard, really hard, like you can't drill into it. So I need to unharden this. What I'm going to do is heat it up really hot, like cherry hot, and then I'll be able to let it cool slowly. In fact, that's how they harden it, is heat it up cherry hot and then dip it in like oil or water, and it hardens it. Do that in reverse though, and it becomes soft again. So that's what we're going to do. Then we'll be able to drill that and tap it. It's half 13 for my shifter knob. This is super exciting, guys. Check out the paint. It's hard to see in a video, but it's really glossy. It's really sparkly. Oh yeah. We're going to be working on the actual vehicle. Those are just the parts, and then Josh is going to show me how to use this machine. He says he can do it in under a minute. Tire on and off. We've been playing with this tire machine a little bit, doing the tires for the Scorpion. But let's see what you got.
Let's see.
I don't think you can.
And then you got it next.
He says he used to do this. I think you're at about 8 minutes so far.
Right. Did you hide this?
I hit the spoons.
Your buttons are different.
Went the other way.
That doesn't help the sound.
This thing has all kinds of contraptions on it. Little arms. It's going back on.
Oh no.
It's ripping.
It's ripping.
Ripped the tire. Trying to do speed. Now you broke it. You want to go the other direction?
It will go the other direction. It's not good.
Okay, it's my turn. You be camera guy?
Alright, let's do it.
Okay. You take this. Let me start like this. Welcome to BleepinJeep. Today I'm going to show you how to use a tire machine that I have no idea how to use. Okay, first of all, you take this little doohickey and you pull it out and you line it up so the doohickeys align. And then you hit this little knobby doo. Oh yeah. Now we're going to throw it up here. Door number 2. Oh, first we gotta do this. First we gotta take this spoon, which I don't know why they call these spoons, because it doesn't look like a spoon. Looks like a knife. Oh, go. Now. Oh yeah. Did you see that? You might have to remind me what to do next. I'm actually pretty excited to have this machine because the last few times I've been to Discount Tire, it's like $400 just in fees to mount and balance. I never in a million years thought that I would have my own tire shop, but if you do the math, like after 10 years or so of paying $400 a year to mount and balance and all that crap, it might add up to it gets expensive.
And even just you get some rocks or sand down in your bead and you need to pull it back to clean it, instead of wedging the high lift under your trailer hitch and trying to pop the bead off.
Right.
Just takes 10 seconds.
And these machines, I mean, they're expensive, but they're not as expensive as I would have thought. So it's going to be awesome to have around in the shop here. This tire feels like a monster truck tire compared to that little trailer tire. Look how big that sucker is. So on an off-road rig, if you're not familiar with bead locks, this ring right here actually holds the tire on. And to get this off, all I have to do is unbolt it and then that'll come off. Don't need a tire machine for that, but it does come in handy for the other side. I'll show you here in a sec. First you want to take the air out. That would be bad. So that ring basically sandwiches the tire in between the wheel, and then it's bolted on. And what that does is it keeps it from coming off the bead at low air pressure. We like to run between, anywhere between 4 to 10 pounds off-road, and without a bead lock, then that tire would slip off the bead and just come off basically. A question I often get is, why don't you have bead locks on both sides? And the answer is they do make wheels that have double bead locks, but in reality, you just don't need it. You only need it on one side, and as long as you're running about 5 psi or more, it's not typically going to come off the bead. I say that, but I did have burping issues with those last set of tires that I had. I don't know about these Milestars, but I'm going to put some tape on here, and what that does is it basically increases the clearance and makes that just a little tighter fit so that you don't have burping on the backside. Your other option is to glue them on or to go the double bead locks, which are much heavier than the single bead locks. Or I guess you could go with the inner bead locks if you wanted. Last one. Last one. This